person who enjoyed it being dark at 5 p.m. during the winter. But we're gonna see if we can't squeeze a little airline run in. Haven't been there since the Dial Day of Shred, what was it, a couple weeks ago? So we'll see what kind of action we can get into here, if we can even see anything in 20 minutes. But yeah, with rain in the forecast tomorrow, I figured I'd try and squeeze a ride in, because down here could mean close to a week of no riding. So, depending on where you go. Depending on traffic, I very well may get there with like 10 minutes of light. So this could be quite awkward. But yeah, I figured out why the audio was so crappy in the rattlesnake vlog. I watched a video when I first got the GoPro about proper settings for mountain biking specific. And for whatever reason, the guy's settings that I mirrored had wind reduction off. And that probably wasn't the move. So I switched it back. Low-key forgot the GoPro as I'm talking about it. It's so vile. How did I forget the GoPro, man? It's not looking good for riding. I keep forgetting they're making like a new exit off, what is it, 85 or 485 or whatever that highway is, to the airport, right off of this airport like access road that I take to get to Airline. It's been closed for like 2 months. I figured they would have been done with it, but they're not. So I have to drive like an extra 15 minutes around the whole thing to get here. And I'm sitting in a left turn only lane to get on the highway 485 to come around from the other side. I'm probably like the 8th car in from the light. As I'm sitting there, I hear this crazy loud smash, and somebody blew a red light and smoked the front end of an SUV and ended up collecting like 6 cars. And one of the cars, apparently, I didn't even see it because I was blocked from the car right in front of me, which was a Tesla. But somehow a car got hit and slid all the way up into the Tesla in front of me. And I was like the 6th or 7th car in that line. But I don't think the Tesla got touched, but somebody got hit so hard they came like 5 cars deep into the left turn lane that I was in. But me and the Tesla in front of me ended up avoiding it. But yeah, like 6 or 7 cars got totaled. Horrible accident. So the sun is officially down past the trees. By the time I get out of my car, I won't even be able to see my handlebars. But we'll see. See if I can't get a couple runs in. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's pretty dark out here. It's also cold. See if you can spot any problem here. Everything looks clean. That doesn't look right. Not a single bolt is connected to my rotor right now. All 6 are gone. I mean, this has to be a prank, right? This has to be some sort of prank. I'm either being punked, pranked, or scammed. Potentially all 3. So I get to the top of the gravity terminal. I'm like, man, something sounds a little clunky. Did one pass, and it felt like something was a little funky by my back tire. And then I pulled the rear brake in a few times, and it felt like I was grabbing way more brake than I should be. So I'm like, oh, it's weird, whatever. So I take another run. Now something's really janky. Now there's a lot of stuff banging around. I'm like, no shot I broke a spoke in the rear wheel. So I sit my bike down and I pull in the brake. I get 0 engagement. So I look at the rotor. It's not even attached to my wheel. Every single 6 of the bolts was not even there. My rotor was just hanging on the axle, not attached to the wheel, and like barely even in the caliper. Look at how dark it is. Holy Lord almighty. All right, we're back at the car. It's a game of inches, my friends. There are no bolts attaching my rotor. Out of nowhere. The ghost of John, Casper, somebody pulled up, yanked them mid-ride. How's that possible? I'm genuinely so confused. How could 6 bolts just not be on my rotor out of nowhere? Does anybody actually have a clue how that's possible? In all like 20 years of my life riding something with wheels, I've never seen anything like that. Crazy. Watch, I'm gonna forget my helmet I just put on the ground. I never do that. Oh, here we go. Oh. Aha. This lighting is probably putrid. Wonder if that accident is cleaned up. So we're leaving Airline now. Got 2 runs in. How crazy is that though? Get 2 runs down the black line to hear something like loose. Come to find my rear rotor is spinning around my axle with 0 of the 6 bolts attaching it. All 6 were gone. It's gotta be the craziest prank I've ever seen. Whoever got in my garage in my sleep and just decided to, instead of steal everything, including my car, just 6 bolts attaching my rotor. I mean, I guess whoever stole them, thanks for not stealing everything, but I'm slightly confused. wild. Guarantee that's never happened to anybody ever in the history of time. That you just randomly are missing all 6 bolts to your rear rotor. Hey, maybe I sleepwalked. Maybe in my sleep I walked into the garage and just decided to unscrew all 6 bolts on my rotor and not put them back on. And then walked back up to bed. Maybe I just had a lucid dream, you feel me? But yeah, so that's freaked up. Horrible miscue. 2 runs at Airline in the pitch black, no bolts on the rotor. Can't beat that, honestly. With a 6-car pileup 2 minutes before I pulled in, that I was like a car and a half away from getting collected in. I will say this, the night before Thanksgiving is always a heater. There's crazy action out of nowhere. 6-car pileup, pitch black, all 6 bolts on my rotor are gone. Ew. Crazy action already, and I just left the house. What a wild turn of events in the last 30 minutes. But yeah, low-key should have brought the GoPro. Can't believe I forgot. That would have been wild action. I can't believe I hit the black line with no rotor attached. That's crazy. Just flopping around on my axle. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this one up, hopefully. I'm heading back home. Happy early Thanksgiving. Gobble it up, turkey it up. Go Steelers, you feel me? Alright, we're gonna try and fix the rotor. So I've got an old Specialized wheel that I don't use from an old rock hopper. We're gonna see if I can't switch over the bolts on that to this one. Still can't believe it. Week-old car wash water. So this is, look at that. Totally not attached. It's crazy. Still don't know how that happened. So here's the old Specialized wheel. Gonna pull these bolts off here. See if we can't make it work. I think the only stars I have are in here, if I remember correctly. Here's one. Here's one. See if these work. Oh, it's so funny. The screwdriver I use, I already actually had one on from when I put the rear wheel together. Because when I got the front and rear tire from that guy, the only thing that didn't come with the set was the rotors. So I replaced the rear rotor from my old wheel onto this. Kind of forgot that the front didn't have one either. So let's see what we can do here. crap. Did somebody use Loctite? Woo! Need some elbow grease, some muck off dry lube. The first one was way worse. So, I was talking to my brother, and he was saying it's actually pretty common that happens. He said on dirt bikes actually more often, but what most likely we came up with was that I didn't tighten them probably as much as I should have, and they were just getting loose over time, and I guess I must not have noticed or felt it or looked, but they were probably loose for a while. Once one falls off, speeds up the process with the rest of them, just from the vibrations. It's just crazy to think that I didn't notice my rotor was missing bolts, probably since, I don't know. I mean, maybe even the day of shred. That was the first time I rode the bike, I think, was dial day of shred in like 2 months. So who knows, I probably lost them at Rattlesnake too. But that's most likely what happened. Even though the odds of me sleepwalking down into my garage and undoing it myself probably is a higher likelihood of them just falling off randomly. Who knows, really, at this point? It's a guessing game. Oh, that's awkward. Just lost him. Put the Steelers hat on for good luck Sunday. Not just to cover up my bad hat. Alright, let's see what we can do here. There goes the first one. Probably utilize that tray. Should probably put Loctite or something on these, but don't have that right now. And, whoa! I just figured out why my rotor fell off. Wait till you see this. Holy crap. How's it even possible? This is an anomaly. Look at this. Do you see how broken that is? I mean, it looks like there's still half the thread there, but a chunk of it came clean off. Looks like just one of them. That's insane. Right here. Unbelievable. That's crazy. How dangerous is this to ride still? I mean, there's 5 other bolts, right? So I probably shouldn't be riding this. But I'll put it on for now. And then I guess I'll have to order a new one. Is this not attached to the hub though? Yeah, this is attached to the hub. So I'll need a whole new hub. I thought that piece was separate for some reason. That's crazy. Has that ever happened to anybody? So I guess now we know why it got loose. Trying to put it through that one now. It's not going in properly, as you can imagine. There we go. Still works fine. Come on. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, I cracked the factory nuke-proof rim on a what seemed like a pretty minor landing, but something I do all the time. And then I get this Enduro wide Hunt wheel set, which I would assume is just a Hunt hub. Yeah, the Hunt hub that goes with the wheel set. And I end up cracking the metal 6-bolt on the hub. And actually breaking a chunk of metal off of it. What is this series of events that's happening? That's crazy. Oh, I missed one. That's wild. I'm on a crazy run right now. I'm on a crazier run right now than Michael Phelps' Olympic career at this point. Cracked rim, broken 6-bolt on the rear wheel. What is happening? And before I noticed the 6-bolt broke, my whole rotor fell off. You'd think I would have noticed the rotor missing 5 bolts before the last run ahead of time. Apparently not. Put this back where we found it. Shout out this old Specialized wheel. Have a good life. Well, that'll do it. The rotor is back on. I still can't believe I cracked this 6-bolt on the hub. It's hard to see when it's put together. Such a weird thing to crack. I'm gonna have to, oh, you know what this means? Now I have a good excuse to get my old hub relaced to this rim, which I actually was meaning to do in the first place, but where is it? Yeah, my stock nuke-proof hub. It's over here. I really liked this hub too, actually. It's louder than this Hunt setup. Yeah. But yeah, I've been meaning to get the old hub laced onto this Hunt rim anyways. Go back to the BMX days. Mike Day, when BMX hit the Olympics, silver medal 08 autograph. That was super cool. And a couple of my old BMX plates. But yeah, so now I have an excuse to get the old nuke-proof hub laced on this Hunt setup. And I'll have to do that soon before I break any more of this thing, man. Having a lot of fun on this nuke-proof, but I might be riding it a little too hard. But yeah, so that'll be in the near future. I'll have to make a video of that, whether I do it myself or have a shop do it. I may have a shop do it, just so I don't break anything else. But that'll wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys don't lose your 6 bolts on your rotor like I did mid-run. But that'll wind it up. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, comment, share, you know the deal. Run it up.